Planet Zoo has been rated E10 Plus by the MSRB for crude humor, mild blood, and mild violence. It has been approved for all persons ages 10 and over. This video is brought to you in part by The Night Sheriff by Phil Foglio. Bartholomew Xenon Land is protected by the Night Sheriff. Day and night, he's burdened by a witch's curse to be aware of all that live and play within the massive fantasy theme park. Now an attack on the park by a monster hunter who knows far too much threatens everything: the guests, the staff, and the supernaturals who take refuge in the park. The Night Sheriff must scramble to uncover not only the source of the threat, but the secrets of the park of which even he was not aware. If he doesn't, he may be doomed. The park may be doomed. And even the world may be doomed. And that's a lot of doom. Go to Amazon.com for your copy today.
Hey kids, welcome back to the Emerald Deep Zoo. This is Planet Zoo, obviously. But before I say anything else, I want to apologize. If you hear a background hum, that's my fan. I've got a rotary fan in here. My studio, unfortunately, does not have an air conditioning vent in it, and it is amazingly warm in this room right now, which is odd given that it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. But so if you can detect a background hum, that's just my fan going. I've got it set low so it just gives me a breeze. It's a pleasant breeze, and it is keeping me cool. It is doing the job. But a guy got to do what a guy got to do. Anyway, I do have some bad news, and I want to apologize to you guys for it. Now, let me show you. I said that I was going to do everything on camera. There was going to be no off-camera decoration. There was going to be no off-camera whatever. What are these guys dancing for? I don't know. I wasn't going to this was a full playthrough. I wasn't just going to do habitat builds. Everything was going to be on camera. So what happened was this. I came on and I started up the game. Whoop, I bumped my mic. Sorry about that. I came on and I started up the game, right? Because you may notice that there's been some changes since the last video. Well, I started up the game and I got set to record, and I started recording, and I started describing everything that I was going to do, decorating all the buildings, making sure that it looked good. I talked about how to use plants to fill space. I talked about how to use ambient music. I talked about picking a theme, figuring out what you want your buildings to look like, and then making sure that every single building looked like that. I talked about choosing paths. I talked about a lot of stuff, all how to make a beautiful zoo, because I get a lot of questions about that. I do. I get a lot of questions. It's like I'm a member of several Planet Zoo Facebook groups, and in every one of them, I will get asked, hey, your habitats look amazing. How do you get it like that? And of course, the real answer is practice. I've got 4,000 plus hours invested in this game. That's like, I don't know, it would be 3 or 4 months at least of, the equivalent. 4,000 hours is, and that's been spread out since the release of the game 2.5, 3 years ago. But if you played back-to-back 4.5 hours or 4,000 hours, you'd be playing for like 5 months straight with no break. So I've got a lot of practice in the game. And if you want to be a really good creative builder, that's the only real secret. Just practice. Watch other people's videos. Figure out what they're doing. Ask questions. I encourage people to ask questions on these Facebook pages, and they do, and I'll answer them. I've even made a couple of tutorials on the channel that were specifically designed for people who ask me questions. So anyway, I did all this. I talked about all this in the video. And at the end of it, I gave my usual send out, I'll see you in the next episode, bye-bye. And I went to turn off the recorder, only to find that I'd never turned the damn thing on in the first place. If there's one thing that'll make a YouTube content creator feel like a moron, it's putting this amount of work into one of your videos and then having it not be recorded. So that happened. Sorry you missed it, guys. It was a brilliant video, but you notice that everything has been decorated. What we're going to do real quick first is we are going to spruce up the flamingo habitat. Now, I mentioned previously that I was going to do this. That the base build that I did episode before last, I think, since the missing episode, was a base build. I don't intend to keep the fence. I'm going to spruce it up some. So we're going to do that now. Hold on a second. I'm feeling the need to cough, so let me get a drink of water. For those of you who are wondering, I am drinking Zephyr Hills 100% natural spring water, bottled here in Florida. I prefer to drink water. I occasionally will have a diet soda, but I won't actually, I don't drink a lot of soda. I do drink iced tea, but, that's a separate thing entirely. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to spruce up this habitat, so I'm going to get this show on the road and see what I can do with it. I can tell you the first thing I'm going to do, or at least one of the first things I'm going to do, is take down the chain link fence and replace it with a custom built fence. Now, you may notice down in the corner, we've got almost 50 grand. We've got plenty of money, we've got plenty of credits, and almost 230 people in the zoo. That's a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll see you on the other end of the time lapse. Okay, so what do you think? Personally, I think this is a much improved habitat. It looks more exciting, looks more open. Not that the chain link fence was bad, but you know, it was a chain link fence, and this just looks better. I mean, don't you think? You know, the people can see in. It's easy. Well, the kids might not, but you know what? That's fine. Let's fix this real quick. You know, try to keep, when you're building these zoos, try to keep your long grass from poking through the path unless you're intentionally trying to present an overgrown look. I mean, if what you're trying to do is an overgrown zoo that's not had a lot of care or is intentionally making it look wilder than possible, you know, I mean, that's one thing. If it's doing that, that's fine. That's a perfectly valid choice if that's the look you're going for. Let me straighten this up a little. To about there, I think. No, that was overcorrection. I hate when that happens, when I'm trying to correct, you know, I'm trying to fix it so it's straight, and it's like, no, we're going to make it go past where you thought it was going to go. All right, now, okay, we have a VIP. Zuana's one of my buds on Steam. We have collaborated on zoos before. Oh, that's something I should let you guys know, that I'm currently in the middle of a zoo collaboration with people from the Planet Zoo PC community Facebook page. These are a great bunch of builders, and they are working their hearts out to make this zoo that we're working on really good looking. And I think they're doing a great job. And I just wanted to give them a shout out. I will be uploading the eventual, you know, the results of that eventual collaboration to my channel. I'm gonna, you know, once we're all done, I'm gonna do a tour video, and I will be uploading it to my channel. Now, the other thing that I wanted to start, I'm not going to actually do any work on it right now, but I will. And this may well be an exception to the don't do anything off camera. What I'm going to do, let me show you. I think it's the temple set. Might be the temple set. What I need. Where is it? Where'd it go? Temple wall painted. Temple wall panel, is that it? Might be. This may be it. Hold on a second. I know what I'm looking for, but the problem is it's one of those, I will see it when I see it. And if I don't see it, well, you know, I haven't seen it. I think it's this. Anyway, here's what I wanted to do. Okay, what I want to do is I want to take this thing and I want to move it onto the edge of the, whoops, that's the wrong way, but that actually is one of the things I wanted to do. But you know, color blindness can be a horror in this game sometimes, because I'm like, which one is that? Especially if it comes out and it's not, you know, oriented as normal. I mean, like, okay, that's the green one, right? No, that's the blue one. Okay, anyway, what I want to do basically is this. All right, and then I want to take this. You know what? Not that color. Let's do another color. Yeah, that works. We'll just make it the basic brown that we're using for everything. And I want to lower it as far into the ground as I can. And then what I want to do is basically move it along the side of the path like so. Basically making a border for the path. You know, I mean, it's not necessary that the guests aren't going to walk off that path, but I think the paths will look better. And yes, I do know that you can set it so that it has a curb, but I'm not doing that. I want to build this path, and I'm going to do it very, very slowly and easily. But honestly, I'll probably this is probably going to be the exception to my saying I'm not going to do anything off camera, because believe me, you don't want a 20-minute video of me just laying those bricks down. I know you don't. You want to see, you want to see me do things like rebuild the Flamingo Habitat, or put in a new habitat, or something like that. You don't want to see me just lay down path bricks. That's boring. So I will do that off camera. Anyway, we're coming up on time now, so I'm going to call the video. One of the things I wanted to let you know is the very next build video will be for the Aldabra giant tortoise, and I'm going to be putting it right about here, that habitat. And then after that, it's going to be the bongo, and I'm going to fill up a lot of this space with the bongo. Bongo is an antelope that lives in the jungle. So we're going to have giant tortoises in here, and the bongo in there. And I think the one after that is the Nyala, and I may fill up some of this space with the Nyala. We shall see. I'm not planning everything. I have a plan, but I'm not planning everything down to the last detail, and I think that's a good thing, because it gives me more creative choices than going, okay, I'm absolutely going to do this and I'm absolutely going to do that. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. We spruced up this this habitat fairly well. We only spent about, what's it say? We only spent about $6,000 to spruce it up. Probably spent more, but people are handing us money. That's a good thing. Anyway, yeah, I had fun. I think this looks fantastic. I think this is a much improved habitat, don't you? Let me know what you think in the comment below. If you liked what you saw here, please hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, how about going ahead and doing that? And don't forget, when you subscribe, to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Please hit me up in the comments. Remember, the next episode is going to be building a habitat for the Aldabra giant tortoise. It's going to be fun, guys. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.